Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. So today's gameplay is one of those memorable gameplays that I'll always have in my mind. This is one of the most impressive battles that I've been part of. But Napalm, this is Timason from the MLP clan that you're featuring. You're goddamn right, because I asked him to send me the replay. Why? Because I wanted to feature this battle, and if you look closely, there I am in my Chinese TU4. And so you see a little bit of editing here, shifting forwards and backwards between his perspective from the replay at least, as good as I could make it work, and then also my live recording. I had a lot, and believe me, a lot of problems trying to edit this, and also after this, the bomber rework in terms of income and repair costs happened, so I'll have time to talk about this in this beauty for a few moments later on. The TU4 is an absolute beauty of a bomber, and if I'm not mistaken, it is the bomber with the highest, or at least one of the highest bomb loads in War Thunder. When this thing was introduced, I think it was 7.0 or even 6.7. It was absolutely taking the piss out of fighters, and it just decided games before anything could happen. The Russian TU4 when it first was introduced back in the days. But you know, let's talk about this later. First, let's talk about Timason here. Again, why did I decide to feature his replay? Well, the combination of his gameplay, of his timing, the communication and his result was kind of irresistible, as well as allowing me to feature also my perspective and his perspective, which overall gives you a wider angle of view, if you will. First target is an Al-28, dangerous target because of the 23mm back turret. He decides to fire an air-to-air missile, but it seems like the IR tracking missile was kind of thrown off by the sun's glaring, I don't know. He had to also dodge the G91. The missile, as I said, didn't hit anything. He turns around and he tries to support his teammates. The funny thing about those air-to-air missiles is that they are a little bit unpredictable, and here this kind of deflection shot on the G91 finds its mark. First kill there, then the MD450B Auchan, and yeah, he missed those shots. But it doesn't really matter, and he turns around and tries his luck once more. So what I really liked about this gameplay is the way that he got his kills, the way that he fought, the way that he tried to make the most out of the situation. Now again, if those shots look off by quite a lot, that also has to do with the fact that this is a replay, and this is just a little bit desynced, if you will. It shows you a little bit of a different position. Now here, I am finally in the TU4, and I have 8 1.5 ton bombs. And I'm about to drop my first bombing point, which in fact is the last bombing point remaining. Okay, here I drop, and then I make a massive mistake. I fat-fingered and actually, hit the wrong button, and so I released 2 further bombs. So what I just wasted is more bomb load than most other bombers at this battle rating have overall in terms of bomb load. Ouch, that hurts. But there is one thing that I wanted to highlight. I put a talisman on my TU4, and also it has a very high civil line income modifier for a tech tree vehicle or tech tree plane. And there, look at this, 10,000 civil lines and 2,400 RP for a single bombing point. That is very effective. Okay, back to Timason, and he is now avoiding here the head-on with the F-84G, and he tries his luck with the Seahawk, which presents him a nice deflection shot, but he misses this. This happens to me all that often, and now he turns around, of course, and tries his luck again. But then he sees that 2 planes are trying to come in some sort of head-on. He avoids both of them, or they were not really that interested in his plane to begin with. But here is the F-84G again, and this time, well, that was odd. Next customer is the Seahawk, and he actually gets a lot of sparks. He manages to pull up in time, and then he again slots in the tail on the Seahawk Mark 100. Does he get the kill? Oh, he presents a perfect deflection shot, and there goes his next enemy. And this air-to-air missile was quite ambitious, and he seems to be out of ammunition. That would have been an awesome shot. And then another ambitious missile on the F2H, but it was not to be. And then obviously the other Me-262C variant presented him with another nice target, but he had no ammunition left. And so he's on his way back to base to refuel, rearm, and get some missiles back. Meanwhile, I observed this slaughter, and yeah, there is actually the kill message. Timason killed the Seahawk Mach 100, and now I'm there dropping my remaining 5 1.5 ton bombs. And now I'm turning around. So the grinding with the TU4 is very interesting. It's repetitive, it's boring, but if you know what you're doing, if you plan ahead, you also could make a real profit. And we'll see after this battle what I mean with profit. And yeah, that battle didn't have any sort of big civil line or RP boosters, so the result is therefore all the more impressive. And that, that junked like a third out of the base's health. And yeah, 26,000 civil lines and some 6,000 plus RP for only those 5 shells. Connected back to Timason. He's just starting from the runway. I sped up here a little bit the replay. And yeah, he just looked my way. And there you can see I looked his way as well. I saw the MiG-15 coming out of the cloud. I'm warning him and actually shoot him a message behind you. Timason in time dodges the missile, and there we can see it from his perspective. And he pulls up, he shoots the air-to-air missile, and he doesn't even look at the kill. And this was our really first interaction, if you will. Now there is a B-57A now starting, and also me from the airfield. This B-57 will be important, as well as I think there was another bomber that afterwards bombed also the enemy base, so that it dropped a bit more health further to like half, which is now in reach of me destroying it completely, right, with my 8 1.5 ton bombs. So Timason got a little bit bored, and he launched a blind hunt order, and he figured out that there is the B-57, and now he comes in to have a little word with him, exchanging a few arguments here and there, and this all takes time to establish, as well as it takes a while to take off in the TU4. There is one problem, that you have to start from the airfield again with a heavy bomber with even heavier bombs, and then you have to climb to altitude to avoid the enemy AAA on the airfield. So beautiful cockpit view here with the glaring of the sun. And yeah, let's have a look at Timason. He again tries his luck with an air-to-air missile on a linearly going plane, and obviously the B-57 then saw him, tries to dodge, but his tail said goodbye. And from my perspective, it looked like this. Alright, he just passed the B-57, which is tumbling to the ground, out of control, and while I play here a little bit with my radiators, Timason in fact gets his 6th kill. Yeah, so that was awesome. He still looked behind him just in time to spot the Sabre, the F-86A, and he turns around. Now again, it is very nice that he doesn't go for a blind head-on. It seems like Timason is well too disciplined for that, and he just observes the F-86A, what he does. And he hopes that maybe he's not spotted in the clouds, but the F-86A is spotted through the order, the blind hunt one, and Timason, yeah, he then tries to make the Sabre stall out or energy trap himself. He turns around and stays out of the effective firing angles of the F-86A. He turns around and then he slots in on the tail of the Sabre, and now it's reversed what the Sabre hopes to be the situation. They make a little bit of spiraling moves, which further decreases the combat time, but it's not in the Sabre's favor. Now, those shots hit home, but I'm not quite sure how lethal those hits were, but it seems like the Sabre still has a lot of maneuverability. That looks good. Obviously, Timason saw it coming, and he pulled up just a little bit earlier than the Sabre, but the Sabre had no problems pulling out of that dive as well. just to be right in front of Timason's guns again. And there he tries his luck. Overhead kill. Really nice. 7 kills. Yeah, the Saber's not really happy about this, but adds a little bit firework. So this is how it looked from my perspective, again, when I was in the air. And one thing is that I planned already, you know, if Timason would lose this fight or the fight would go in my direction, that I would turn away to support him and defend myself from the Saber with my gunners. But as it turned out, it was not necessary. Nicely done indeed. And now, after this kill, there is only one enemy player left. And then I saw him already and I marked him on the minimap. So he's off the airfield and I'm not even at 1,000 meters altitude, but I cannot afford to climb even further because I'm not quite sure what the enemy plane is. There he goes, that looks like a bomber. And now I know that I can turn in towards my target for the final run. And I call out the IL-28 for Timason to go after him. If he kills him, so be it, right? And this is the moment where Timason reacts to it. Again, a little bit of apologies for speeding up the replay, but yeah, the battle itself was very long. And now I am on my final run towards the airfield, and this is where Timason says, take airfield. And I'm replying, trying. So a few moments later, before Timason has managed to catch up to the IL-28, which funnily enough was the same IL-28 that he just couldn't get the missile kill as his first target, well, I am able to drop the airfield, and there goes all my 8 1.5 ton bombs. Bombs are out, and now you can do whatever you want because I get the base kill anyway, with a mighty reward in 3, 2, 1, kill. 100,000 silver lines. And at this very moment, Timason launches the second air-to-air missile on the IL-28, and this time he tried to dodge, and this time he was not able to get away from it, and that's his 8th kill, and the base got destroyed. The question is now, can I survive the final few seconds? My gunners are dead, all my engines are dead, I'm just dropping altitude, I have lost tail control. Can I survive this battle? It would be so nice because the repair costs on this bomber were like 55,000 silver lines, and it was just one flak shell that sealed the fate because it scored a pilot snipe. But it doesn't really matter because at the end of the match, at the end of the day, mission accomplished. So first, let's have a look at the post-battle results screens. First of Timason from the MLP clan, and on a non-premium account, he got 8 kills and also 2 of them via the blind hunt order. And so he got 160,000 silver lines and 10,700 RP. And he also got Last Man Standing and the Survivor Award and also Hero of the Sky Award, whatever. He has a plethora of awards. Very well done. Now let's have a look at the other message here, which is if he would have had a premium account, he would have gotten 211,000 silver lines and 21,500 RP. Now let's have a look at my results, shall we? And remember, this is with destroying a base. 241,000 silver lines and 16,700 RP with only a 15% RP and 10% silver line booster. Thanks to the talisman and the premium account and playing a bomber, dropping 8.86 tons on the enemy airfield. And yeah, this is where I actually write him, can you please send me the replay? I also sent him the email address and also give him further instructions like sending me the screenshots because I want to feature it. And he replied then, as you could see in the post-battle results, his results writing are in Russian writing, and he also can actually reply with the normal, I guess, the normal writing. So that was really nice. And I think also as a research plane, the Tu-4 is better than the Kia 84Co and the Shenyang F5, at least before the bomber rework. Now the bomber rework will be topic of another video, and I'll also highlight some further results with the Tu-4 and just compare them. But I hope you enjoyed this battle. I thoroughly did it, and despite all the difficulties, I tried a lot of things to get this thing rendered. I hope that it works right now. And as usual, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please let me know in the comment section what you think about this battle, the results, and also the communication, the teamwork, etc. And if you really like this video, why not drop a like and also drop a subscription, as well as we'll see each other on the battlefields, on the waves, and in the skies of War Thunder.